Hey guys, it's Brant, and I just want to say really quick, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the notification button so you get notifications so you don't miss any content. Also, feel free to leave a thumbs up or leave a comment and enjoy the video.
In my head, in my head.
Hey guys, it's Brant, and I'm back to talk about Motley Crue's Dirt, given my dirt on the dirt. And I just got finished watching it. I didn't get the chance to watch it early this morning. I didn't get the chance to watch it until after I had came home from work for a little while. So as I am filming this, it is 9 p.m. on Friday evening, and I just literally got finished watching it less than 5 minutes ago. I want to talk a little bit about what I thought about it and whether I liked it or not. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you don't have to worry about spoilers because I'm not going to give any great detail about the movie because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I know some people that aren't watching it until this weekend, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I just wanted to make a video talking about it. And I don't know if you can tell from my body language or not, but it really kind of hyped me up. Now, I'm not trying to drag this out, but given a little history, I grew up listening to Motley Crue. Motley Crue came out. I heard their first album when I was about 12 years old, 12 or 13. It was Too Fast for Love. It was that album right there behind me. And I remember when Too Fast for Love came out, and I remember being blown away. It was Motley Crue, and listening to Tommy Lee playing drums is what made me want to pick up a pair of drumsticks and start playing drums and being in a band. Now, I'd started playing drums listening to Peter Criss, but it was listening to Motley Crue and the unique sound that they had is what made me want to be in a band. And I started my first band with just me and my friend, and we were just a drummer and a guitarist. And started our first band shortly after both of us hearing the Too Fast for Love album. And then whenever I heard Shout at the Devil, I've not done my retrospect on Shout at the Devil yet, but Shout at the Devil that you see behind me there had a huge, huge influence on me. Basically what I think about Motley Crue is they took all the elements I loved about Kiss, the theatrics, the pyro, and everything, especially with Shout at the Devil, and they just took it overboard. So I grew up listening to Motley Crue. I remember buying Shout at the Devil. I remember buying Theater of Pain. I remember when Theater of Pain came out. I remember when Vince had his car accident and resulted in the death of Razzle. I remember the uncertainty about whether Motley Crue was going to be back. Everybody was, because Vince got put in jail, and we didn't know if we was going to have another Motley Crue album. And then it took a long time it seemed like an eternity for Theater of Pain to come out. And then Girls, Girls, Girls came out. And I saw Motley Crue on every tour that, I saw them on Shout at the Devil. I saw them for Theater of Pain, Girls, 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 Dr. Feelgood, and I saw them on their farewell tour. But the thing about Motley Crue and this movie is, in my opinion, it's great. It has a very unique way that they tell the story, and I'm not going to go too much into that. I encourage you to watch it yourself. But I want to touch on a couple things without giving too much away. One is how they tell the story. It's kind of cool how they use the storytelling method they use, and I will tell you that they don't dive too deep into anything. There's periods that they don't really skip over any of the periods of Motley Crue, but they do just kind of hit the cliff notes and the tops of the peaks of some of them. They go in a little deeper on certain areas. And they seem to really focus on one member of the band. It really focuses on one member of the band. I mean, they focus on all four of the band's different struggles and hardships and things like that. But I'm not saying who, but they do really focus on one member of the band a lot. But it's still, that's not a slight or anything. That's just a notice of mine. But all in all, it's good. It starts off great. There's a couple really quick Kiss references if you catch them. And it was really cool to see how true to the look that they did. It was funny because there were sometimes they would kind of skip in certain areas, but when you saw the band, you're like, I know what era that is. That's the Shout at the Devil era. That's the Theater of Pain era, because Motley seemed to change their sound and their look for every album. But as far as the movie goes, me personally really enjoyed it. Part of me wants to watch it again tonight before I go to bed. It's not that long. It's an hour and a half, about an hour and 50 minutes long, but it goes by really fast. I remember at one point in time I was watching it and I paused it, and it seemed like we weren't that far into it and we were already halfway through it. And I was like, holy crap, this is going by really fast. And I can't remember where they were in the career of the band at the time. But I remember thinking, how are they going to wrap this all up so fast, because we're halfway through the movie. But they do a really good job at it. Like I said, it is shot and presented in a very unique way. If you grew up listening to Motley Crue, if you lived with them through these eras, which will put you around my age or maybe a little younger or maybe a little older, if the Crue was your band growing up in the 80s, then you are going to freaking love this movie, because they do an awesome job. Even if you came on later with like Dr. Feelgood or something like that, I think you're still really going to enjoy it. I remember growing up and living through this stuff, so I'm like, oh, I remember the automobile accident. I can't hardly talk. I'm so excited. I remember when Nikki Sixx overdosed, and it was actually announced on TV that Nikki Sixx had died. And I remember everybody just thinking, oh my God, Nikki Sixx is dead. So I grew up and I grew along with Motley Crue in this era and everything. So I remembered all these eras, and I remember hearing all the stories, and they really kind of duplicated a lot of things, a lot of iconic scenes and a lot of iconic stories, and the movements of the actors. Let me talk about the actors. Sometimes you think you're watching Motley Crue because these guys nail it. And I've always loved Mick Mars, and the guy, I don't know any of their names. The one guy, Ivan is his name, I believe. He plays Renly Bolton from Game of Thrones. He plays Mick Mars, and I freaking love Mick Mars' character in this, and he is true Mick Mars fashion. We all know Mick Mars was the older member of the group. He was already old. He had been in quite a few bands. And Tommy was the youngest. And Machine Gun Kelly, he just nails Tommy Lee. All these guys, just the way they move and the way they talk, and like I said, just the unique storytelling that they use to move the movie along is really cool. But it is just a great movie, and the actors just did such a really phenomenal job. I recommend you watching it, and I'm actually going to watch it again, and I'll probably watch it a couple times this weekend. I recommend you watching it, and watch it all the way to the end. That's all I'm going to say, is watch even through the credits, because there's some nice little Easter eggs in the credits. Okay, that's enough said about it. Other than that, I love it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Watch the movie. You'll like it, and I want to hear your comments down in the comments section down there. I want to hear your comments, what you thought about the movie. If you watched it, what'd you like, what'd you not like? I want to hear your comments. So I've got a couple things I want to show. Now that I'm done talking about the movie, don't run off. I got a couple things I want to show. These are kind of personal memorabilia things to me. This is a concert ticket I have. It's a Motley Crue concert ticket from November 11th, 1987. This would have been the Girls, Girls, Girls tour, and I just used to love how they used to put glitter. I don't know if you can see it, but they put glitter in the wording there. And it was during this tour that they dropped these balloons from the ceiling, and this one's deflated. I dare not try to blow it up. But if you see on there, I don't know how well you can see that there, but it says Motley Crue, and it says Girls, Girls, Girls on it. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it without tearing it up. But yeah, it says Girls, Girls, Girls. Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls there. So they dropped these from the ceiling during that tour. And then I have another ticket here. I'm not sure the date. This is a ticket costs $14.50. This is from the Dr. Feelgood tour. So I've got that Motley Crue ticket. So my take on this movie is definitely watch it. If you have Netflix, watch it. Watch it twice. Because I already know that I missed stuff, and I'm looking forward to going back and catching it again. But anyway, that's my quick review and non-spoiler as much as I could of the show, of the Dirt. That's my Dirt on the Dirt. I'm Brant within my head channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.